Happy Wednesday indeed. What up? Welcome in, boys and girls. How we looking? How we feeling today? Ja, substrate. We're good? Do you need me to show you where the tutorials are? Just kidding. Not like there would be one for that. Have you even seen this? I wonder how much stuff goes on, like, unrealized on the site. You know what I mean? I think about that stuff all the time, right? Like, even all like the stuff that we tweak and we change and that we do. Like, I always wonder like how much, you know, like the little stuff that like people don't notice. What up, Stevie? How are you, man? Happy Wednesday. Boys, there was an update and there's more coming. How cool is that? I'm sure all of you guys saw this because it was a pop-up, you know, and threw this together real quick. Even made it like clickable, so you could click here and join the Discord. How about that? Didn't see anyone join, but you know, hopefully you're all just here. But anyway, yeah, man. Let's. So here's what we're gonna do today, because it's gonna be sort of a quick one. Remember, I go away on Saturday, so I'm away Saturday to Saturday. So Friday is going to be the last live set. Monday is not going to be a live set. It's going to be Friday, the typical stuff, Saturday, Sunday. Monday is going to be a sim set for a typical unlimited, right? And then next week is some different stuff. And then I'm back on the next weekend, and then the following Monday is going to be the next set of games. So again, we'll go over all that stuff real quick. I'm going to talk about the update. I'll show you guys scheduling-wise what's going on. It's crazy to think that, like, by the time I'm back, we'll only have, like, what is it? Like, it's right here. I leave. I'm back here. So that means the Wednesday following me returning, we're already rolling for the next event. Ah! My God, it never ends, man. It's just like, churn it out. Churn it out, boys. So anyway, we'll go over the scheduling stuff. I'm going to show you guys like what we have for the weeks, at least while I'm gone, and like what's coming up even like into week 12, because we do have a little bit of like different stuff going on. Next Friday is going to be a really cool one. So that should pop up a little bit later, but I can show you guys a preview of the pop-up and what's coming for all that, and we can go over that just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on everything, even though you still say I don't tell you enough. You know what I mean? All you guys, you didn't do it. Yeah, your name's on the list. Your name is on the list. I know if you click this. All right, so let's go over the update. So a little QOL, quality of life stuff, right? Some of the nitpicky stuff that I've been listing off to John, and all of a sudden he showed up again. Then he just started working on stuff. I don't know. So he got a couple of things in, which is nice. And then past that, there's also stuff he's working on. We're supposed to be bopping back in and hopefully chit-chatting before I leave. You know, the 50-50, the usual, how that goes. But I will say there was some, the whole point of if we're going to meet up later in the week is to re-go over certain things for RTG and to discuss that. So anyway, cross your fingers, kiss your jaws, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. So let me go over real quick QOL, quality of life stuff that we had. So this ran the other day. Updates are in already. You guys should see some of this stuff, but quick update to the depths, okay, that we have on the site. So if you're here, if you're playing Blackout, if you're playing any of the games, really, if you're wondering where players are when you're going to pick for contests, well, you then know that we used to have no depth charts at all. Now depth charts are in. However, and this was confirmed the other day because Anders showed up and said, oh, the depth thing is so sick. Meaning he really hadn't seen it until this point, right? And the original depths have been out for probably like 2-3 weeks, right? So if you didn't know, we're just going to go over real quick. This is one of the first ones. And again, if you are looking for all of this and you want to follow along, top right, drop down, hit announcements. You can see all of the pop-up stuff, whether it's the level up stuff that you've completed, which I thought maybe I'll go up to level 100. We'll see if I want to make some new ones soon. Who knows? We'll see. Most of you will just get them for free, so I don't want to just make it super easy. But then some of this stuff as well, you can go and reference it there, all right? But first things first, so now on top of just having the depth charts in that you can go and look at, you will notice that we don't just have pop-ups on missions and packs. Now, if there's a change to depths, it will pop up in the sub-tab, which will trigger it to show under stats. So go to stats, go to depths. You'll see the changes that were made. Really nice. Again, man, if you played with us in the past and the old school way, man, you weren't guessing, but having it straight in the contest picker was not the best way to like understand the changes that were going and like things you would need to know to start to like think about like what you want to do with certain lineups for the week. So anyway, now you get the pop-ups in the sub tab on top of the depth chart word. And if you go in, then you'll see things like this. Jonnu Smith no longer a starter for Miami, and that's because he is now on Pittsburgh. So you can see Darnell Washington went from starter to backup. Jonnu Smith is now he's the tight end too, but he's the slot wide receiver. Interesting. So I did a little bit of shuffling around when all this happened. So DK sticking as wide receiver 1 for Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin moving from wide receiver 2 and the slot punt returner, kick returner to still the wide receiver 2, but he's not going to be the slot anymore. He's just going to be punt returner, kick returner, which could be interesting, right? Because he's a deep threat. He's got speed. So he'll be on the right side across from DK. And we'll see, man. He could have some bigger games coming up. Roman Wilson really hasn't done anything yet, so I moved him from wide receiver 3 to wide receiver 4, and Jonnu is going to now take up the slot. So technically, Pittsburgh is going to be running double tight end more often, so you'll still see Pat Freiermuth as tight end 1. You'll see Jonnu now in as tight end 2, but also as the slot wide receiver, okay? So that is your 4 pass catchers there. Does that mean that there's going to be better blocking for Caleb Johnson? Oh, maybe. But anyway, just kind of highlighting what you guys will see as part of the new update. But if you haven't seen the depth charts thing before, go in and check it out, man, because it's really good. You can see every team, who the lead, the goal line, the third down back is, and this is how it's set in Madden, and also how it's set for missions and whatnot. So this is how, this is at least like the starter set that you'll be dealing with when it comes to any of the sims that we have that are straight on the site. All right. And again, you'll only see these green changes and red changes when there are actually changes that happen. And once you're done, you'll see the depths, the pop-up goes away. All right. So I no longer have anything that I need to see. I've been through it. I've seen the depths page. And yeah, man, we're good to go. All right. So that is, that was quality of life update number 1. Hold please. Where's that at? Hola. Where'd that go? Turn it down a little bit. All right. All right. Quality of life change number 2. So we're looking at this right here. Whiteout cards now show the amount of XP needed to the next level. Really nice, man. And I thought he was just going to replace the level. But if you guys have leveled up whiteouts, if you've upgraded any cards, hit the little drop down, any of that stuff, you've noticed that, especially with the whiteouts, or only with the whiteouts, you'll have the progress and where you have to go, the amount of wins, all that stuff. You get a fresh whiteout. It tells you got to get to level 20. You don't know how much that actually is. Well, now you have the XP remaining counter right below the whiteout title for the upgrade right here. So you can see this card is a fresh unlimited whiteout, 235,000 XP to get you to level 40. So if it was like level 17, it would give you the difference. It's nice because it auto calculates it right there. Then when you go to trade with somebody and you go and you start a trade and you send a trade to Ja 17 and then he puts in a card, you can also, you'll see your XP here. So you know how much you're getting. How nice is that? Yeah, and then you can figure out exactly how much you need and trade back and forth. So we've pretty much fixed all of the XP issues and all that good stuff, right? So there you go. That is part number 2. Part 3 of this, insert available. Another nice one, man. Really cool. So if you're ever wondering if you can still rebirth for that insert that you want, you know, it's the end of the event. Jared said it was going to be by this time. Oh, is it? If you see insert available under rebirth card, you can rebirth and go for the insert for that card. Okay, you have your cost over to the right, but under the rebirth, I wish it was like green or something so that you could, you kind of knew. But what's nice is you no longer have to ask whether guys are still available. You never have to test anymore. You could tell right away. The other thing is, not everybody knows, like especially the new people don't understand that inserts in some cases are only fine and higher, right? So it's green, blue, all the way up to super. You can't take a normal card and unless you're John Cheat, you can't take a normal card and rebirth it to get insert, okay? But the good thing is, if you went and tried to do it with like a normal George Kittle, you would click the upgrade, you would see rebirth. It would not say insert available underneath, okay? It would only say it in green on up. I believe the other thing is if you have a card that's an insert, it will say insert available still, so you kind of know if it's something you want to upgrade. Maybe you want the newest season, insert, whatever. I'm sure that will happen down the line if you get a nice new piece of gear. But yeah, so that stuff's in there. It's a little more, it explains or helps you understand a little bit better with regards to rebirth and whatnot if you are, sort of not on the fence, but if you haven't been around long enough to really completely understand it. All right. So that is the third thing. So there are other things John's working on. Other things on the list, include stuff for like contests, other things. I'll let you guys know. Hopefully he gets those in. I do know he was looking to add in. There's going to be another. I believe he's putting another row in this. Is that true? What was he doing that? Wait. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that was for that. Hold, please. What was the other? Let me just look real quick at the list I sent him. Rebirth, rebind, count, depth changes, rebind count, next rebirth, icon, cool, he did that. XP next level. I mean, he's knocking stuff out, man. Okay, that one would be big. And should we move? Okay. Okay. I'm not even going to bring up the other stuff because this is like a little more in-depth stuff that I'm not sure he's going to get into. There's one more that I'm really hoping that he gets. And I'll say this because I brought this up before, but I've asked him to rework the placement system so that it's more like golf for like blackout and things, like for anything in general, right? Because you can tie in a regular, RPG contest. But I've asked him to change it, right? Like it's annoying where you come in second with 210 points in blackout and the person in first has 210 also. Like, that's stupid. You should both get first place rewards. So hopefully he's working on that as well. If that does go through and if he gets it figured out, we should have more like if you've watched golf, you see a golf leaderboard, it would be like T1, T2, and then the next person would be like third place, fourth place, T5, 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 or no, sorry, T1, T1, and then 3. 4, 5, 6, T7, 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 10 or 11 or whatever's next. So that's what should happen. But again, if he gets it in, I'll let you guys know. That's a big one. That's kind of, to me, that's like a mess up. That's not really just something that we should fix. That's something that like needs to be fixed. You know what I mean? That's more of a bug than anything else. The crap and however it does it right now, especially if everyone has one entry, is kind of dumb in my opinion. So anyway, all right, so that's the pop-up that we had the other day. That's just kind of, I wanted to run through that a little bit. One other thing that you guys may not have noticed, some people may have, like if you had a quarterback card that has really big numbers, especially if you have like over 10K in 60, you would have noticed that some of these numbers started to actually bleed over the edge of the card over here, okay? So if you remember, we locked down the aspect ratio of the background of the card so it doesn't move and adjust anymore depending on what phone you're on and this and that. Now I can do like specific backgrounds and pieces that like interlay and like it's going to be so helpful for me going forward to make everything even and look really good for card backgrounds. But when I noticed this, and I hadn't brought up to John, B-Dine noticed it the other day. He DM'd me. I was like, all right. So I just messaged John. I said, hey, do you want to take a look at this? He originally did like actually roll back the whole thing and make it so that it stretched a little bit. And I was like freaking out. Like, no, like that was... Like, I don't care. The card can look a little screwed up if you have full supers. Like, how many are people going to have? No. It's got to be fixed. So anyway, he came up with a more elegant solution. Really nice. You can actually see there's a ton of room here now, whereas before there was not room. And what happens is now, depending on how wide this starts to go, if it reaches a certain threshold, it actually changes, like, it'll actually decrease like the space in between these, like right in between the columns here, and it'll squeeze it in smartly. And so, yeah, it may have looked really jumbled and like pushed up against the sides, and now it looks a lot better. So the spacing has got a lot better. And so now the cars look a bit cleaner. So again, nice little update. But something that probably a lot of people didn't notice, but yeah. Oh, by the way, I had like 170 some super pubes. Oh, you can't even see it's behind me. I got 34 now. Daddy moved some gear. This, and this were all on Mahomes, and they are now on Burrow. How about it? Does that mean Burrow's going to be a clown now and then Mahomes is going to be better? It's weird, man. Mahomes probably had full super for like 2 years. And so I couldn't take it anymore, man. I had to move it over to Burrow. I had to do it. So Burrow does, like, my Burrow has a full legendary equip set, which is cool too, but he didn't have supers, and that's all he had. So yeah, finally did it, pulled the trigger, and it cost a ton of pubes, but it's all good, man. We will get back there. All right, so everybody good? Questions, comments, concerns, anything with regards to the updates and changes? Yeah, hopefully I'll have more info for you guys soon. I'm hoping that he gets like again, I don't even care if John says like, oh, I don't think like some of the things that I put in the list to like that I think we should work on. I think you know, some of it's a little more labor intensive, so I don't want to get bogged down by it, because to me it's very important to get to the next two things, which I've laid out, which is RTG better be ready by September. That is like number one on the list. And the other thing, which he kind of wanted to work on first, but I had to like remind him how much everyone loves RTG, how important RTG is, and how important it is to have it segregated. The goal is that we will be getting RTG in by the start of the NFL season, and that then we will have that season or whatnot to then really get heavily into like head-to-head. And the big final piece that we technically need, though, you know, playing in actual fantasy leagues with your players, like you know, being able to, oh, I drafted Hurts, I can use this card, sick, like that would be really cool. But that's kind of like an excess thing, do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's what we're going to be working on. Hopefully he stays on task and we're good. There are the little things, like all this stuff is mostly cleaned up, man. A couple little things I want to get in, but for the most part it should be good to go. And then I just want to build this, like, dude, I just want to build the RTG setup so bad. And like, I think his like, it's not even a big deal. It was like what he said the other day. I'm like, oh, kid, you don't play. And then I had to like give it, like, I have practiced his speech for so many years now. It's like I can give you 13 reasons immediately why RTG is so important and why it's something we legitimately should be working on like immediately, and why we should have had it for years now. And yeah, so anyway, I think he finally got it in this past convo about it. So hopefully that is the next thing on the move. And again, I'll bring it up real quick because most of you guys probably haven't seen it. Is this like the old school one? What is this one? Excuse me. Oh, no. That's the wrong thing. Desktop. It's nothing I could spoil. Home redo. Mocks. Yeah, this one. This one. Oh, just give it to me, man. Just give it to me, man. It's so funny though. You should hear him like trying to come up with different reasons for this and that, because it's like I can handle anything he comes with. Oh well, that stuff over on the right's all cute and all, but like, what is it? It doesn't even. It looks good, sure, but it doesn't mean anything. Wrong. Like, oh my God, so good. Here, this one, the big one would be your overall rank in RTG for that season or whatever we're doing, right? Maybe green is the contest, and then see it's green over here and it's green over here. So like, oh, my average finish is 11th, right? Over here, number 2. Well, that's because I'm second highest squad rating, right? Which would be this down here, right? And then 8 would be that idea I've had for like the mission that goes off twice a day or 3 times a day or whatever in RTG, where like every time you win, you get a higher, like 1,000 more rated squad that you go against. You got to keep beating it to keep going up. And then it would be like, where are you in the ranks of like, oh, Zug's, of course, Zug's at like 170,000 rated squad. He's beat already, but I'm only down at like, 70, whatever, right? Something cool like that. So, none of this means anything. Wrong, kid. So anyway, and there's even more, man. There's so much. But having that, I was explaining all this to him. He's like, oh, what do you even need? Like, oh, this doesn't make any. I'm like, no. This would all be the most beautiful, perfect way to handle this. Oh, be able to like come down here, even just choose your equipment. Oh my God, so good. So good. So anyway, I said it a million times. I feel like he gets it, but we shall see, man. We shall see. I'm excited, but this is going to be my goal. This is what I'm hoping to push for. And so I'm sure there will be little things that get pushed back, but I'm going to fight to not compromise on a lot of it, man, because it's all stuff that we have. Like all these, don't forget, like all these pieces, this is in the game already. Like this size, this card, like this right here, that's in the game. These squares, they're in the game. This is already in the code. It's about rebuilding this page now and then having, oh, guess what? We have, leaderboards now and different things. And so, yeah, man, it's going to be really cool. Can we get an adjustment to the marked favorites and missions? No, I don't. Not right now. Definitely not. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Eyes on the prize. The big things that really matter. There are ways to do it. I mean, there are ways I've brought up before. Like, oh, can we have it so that like I click star, hit it again, it turns red? No, we don't want multi-toggle. Okay, whatever. I don't know. And then that maybe I don't know. But stuff like that, like I brought it up, and it's not worth the fight to try to come up with something different when it's usable, it's workable. These things do matter to people that grind, sure, I guess. I don't know. I have a decently fine time. I mean, so much is like we have so much that like has changed over the years, and it's you can use your stars and different things. As long as your binder's cleaned up and you have everything set up decently, you can do it. But again, it's not something I don't want to get to. It's something that like, if I bring that up and then all of a sudden that's like a big to do, and then he does it, and then there's another week down, well, like, there you go. You know what I mean? How about player performance in live versus Sims? I don't know how many different ways you can ask to like minimize the depth charts, but it's not happening. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, we are staying consistent. I don't want it completely different. We have Sims all the time. They're like 40 to 35. Like, guys, like, stop. Like, it's always there. Like, you literally, like, Stevie comes up with a different way to ask, oh, can we do this again? No, we're not doing only 3 down backs. Just, it's not going to happen. And I blame Cullens because Cullens keeps now bringing it up. And so as soon as somebody else brings it up, then Cullens said, or like, as soon as Cullens says it, then everyone jumps back on and piles on. Look, not every Sim's going to be perfect. Jamar Chase doesn't score a ton of points every game in real life either. So like, it's the way it is, man. Like, there are always going to be backups and different things. For the majority of the time, like for the most part, you are getting proper stats for proper players. I understand that like running backs aren't always perfect. Like, what do we got? Kyron, 22 for 93. That's cool. Genty, 14 for 46. It should be better. Oops, sorry. Trying to show over here. I get it. It should be better. Even like this annoys me too. Every QB is like 2 incompletions or whatever. Do you want less of that too? Like, it's kind of double-edged swords here. You know what I mean? Every little tweak kind of changes everything. So if the players are really good, the where the problem starts to become a real issue is like right now. If Mostert was still here, Achane would still be doing this for the most part. Mostert might have a couple rushes, but Achane would probably have this. The bigger problem is like you have games like this where this is what you get, right? Henry 6 for 34, and it's just more they didn't really run, and I don't like. It's because Lamar is so high, like his activity is so high, he's so highly rated, but it's that, and it's like Derrick Henry is like 100 and is a 115 overall. The reason why I have the overall so high are to really boost their activity, right? And I could go to John and I could make the strength of overall count towards activity more, or like make activity for running back help a little bit more for like rushing and whatnot. But remember, if we do that, what you're going to see is the rushing numbers are going to go up, but then the passing numbers are going to go down too. So it is a little back and forth, man. You mean how players do in live or sim? There's just no way. Like, there's just, end of the day, just like in real life, everything's a random number generator, right? Like, lives or sims, how many times have I tried this year in Madden 25? I've put run blocking to the ceiling. I've upgraded all the linemen. Nothing I do makes it any different, no matter what. And has nothing, like I'm trying. For the last year, I balanced this game as much as I could. I tweak constantly. It just, something that looks like it's about to help running, it turns into all of a sudden the QBs don't miss a pass and it's 700 yards passing. And it's just like, I can't do it. It's just so, yeah, it's just, I wish it was better. The only thing we can do right now is we can just pray to God that the new game ends up better. Because you almost never see this in lives. Why? Achane is almost, oh my God, Jill. I haven't seen Jill in like weeks. Achane, it feels like anytime he's live, he's like 30 yards rushing because the line can't block anyone. I make the line better. Doesn't matter, right? Like, it just seems like, I don't know how else to balance it. I've tried everything. But at least he's usable in missions. But it is also, it's not a positive, but it's a positive to some people, because if you know that, sims come up, you use Achane, maybe you use less of Waddle and Reek, because this is what ends up happening a lot, right? It spreads it. At least now there's no tight end right now for Miami. But, Waddle just had that major upgrade because his activity shot through the roof because he had insert. Now all of a sudden he's a little better. Reek's going to go down because of it. But Achane was just an insert too, and he's a high level. He's like 105 rating, maybe 105 overall to like up his activity in FTS. And because of it, 18 for 111. Like, maybe that's not true to his game in like how he should play. Maybe he should be more receiving and not, you know what I mean? But like, so I don't know. Like, what is, like, okay, here you go. Ready? Right now. Here we go. Achane. See, I have him as 120 overall. Why? Because he was one of the best running backs last year. Not running wise, but, Henry, Chuba, Kenneth Walker, he's an insert. Bijan, James Cook had career year. Saquon. That's why 124 is the highest I give these guys, right? Then you'll see the guys, Bucky Irving, Jahmyr Gibbs, all the top guys. Achane a little lower, 120. Like, I don't know. Should this be 110? Is that what you want? That would help Tua throw more, I guess. Relying on EA to not copy paste is suicide. Yeah, I don't rely on EA at all. I set the overalls. The activity, right? The activity is what drives sims, right? All these guys have 99s. There's all these different breakdowns in what a distance versus a chance versus, here's Bijan, he's top, or what. It doesn't, all of that is affected by activity, right? Which is affected by overall, right? So I use overall to balance out the players for sims. Activity is a mix of my overall plus how the players play in the live sims via Madden when we use it. So the problem is when Jahmyr Gibbs goes 7 straight weeks with, with like horrendous numbers in Madden, I can only put him up so far. It does not matter. For his activity hits a 99 or whatever, I can't put him up any higher. It doesn't result in him being broken in Sims. It results in him being less than broken in Sims. You see what I mean? There's a ceiling to what I can do. And the problem is all the packs, everything rely on this too, as far as overalls for players, what players show up in packs. So I can't just tweak this at a whim. It's a big to-do in order to do this. So all of that is to say that, look, I know it's not perfect. However, I would say that the way that Sims and things react in our game, right? Things like this, I don't know. 35-34, there's a great game. Would anyone be complaining about? No, right? I wish I could make Madden play the same way. If that's not your way of saying make 3 down backs, if that's your way of saying go back to arcade mode, that's not good either, because arcade mode, all the arcade mode did was, I'm sure you'll all be so excited, but all arcade mode did was it makes every game, 60 to 50, and the QBs throw for 600 yards, but the running backs still suck and don't do anything. So that's not good either. Yeah. Anyway, we can't see overall. Use act. Yeah, I know that. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's the my end view of it. To kind of, what I'll do is, look, if I see a guy, right, if I sort by activity and I see a player like, I don't know, DeAndre Swift per se, right? Or see, like, I'll look at a guy like DeAndre Swift, and if he's like kind of going nuclear in real life, what I will do is, this is why people are like, oh, put Mahomes back up. It's not that. Mahomes had such a high activity forever that in order to adjust him, I have to make it lower to bring his down, so he's not as insane. So that, it's not just move it up. I use overall to adjust, to try to tweak where I think players should be and how missions work. Once you guys start playing missions for the week, nothing changes. You guys kind of see how it works. Remember, at the end of the day, it's still a random number generator when that player hits a play on what the outcome is going to be anyway. But activity and the different breakdowns of all that help to, curb and direct what actually ends up happening in the end again. So, if we go into the season this year and a rookie like RJ Harvey is amazing, look, I have his overall at 99. His activity is only 68 because he's a rookie. He hasn't been in. He hasn't done anything yet, right? And that's with a 99 overall. So you can see how much overall actually does affect activity. It's not that much, right? It's decent, but it's not overall that much. So again, it's not really, I would love to have everything be almost 1-to-1. Again, would that be more stale? Probably, right? But if we realistically look into the way games go, 35-21, Mahomes, 233, 2 TDs. I'm sorry, isn't that every single Mahomes game that we just saw this past season? Isn't that like exact? And guess what? They ran the ball a ton. 15 for 81 and a touchdown. Is that not exactly what Mahomes did all year, right? Brock Purdy, 279 and 5. Okay, that's a little crazy, but that's because Kittle is insert. Ayuk is still good in the game. He's still doing things. CMC, 17 for 90. Do you see what I mean? There's such a balancing act that goes on. And trust me, I look at this stuff all the time. But if you actually look at this and go, oh, Sims are so bad. They're not bad. They're actually not even close to bad. They're really good. Sure. Is Trevor Lawrence a lot better in Sims right now than he is in real life? Is Brian Thomas insane? Is Travis Hunter out of nowhere doubling, tripling on people? Sure. But that's just knowing the game and knowing what to play and when to do it. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to take all these excess guys out. I don't want to do that. You never know who's going to pop. You never know who's working on what whiteout. End of the day, like, if guys are good enough, or if they should be better, I will adjust their activities as much as I can. I will, if there's too many tight ends and backups and things, I will remove certain ones. But like a guy like Dawson Knox, he still deserves to be in the game. He plays, things like that. I'm never going, perfect example. What did Ja just say? The Bills wide receivers frustrate me in Sims, but it's very realistic. Yes, it is 1,000%, right? You can't tell me that Josh Allen comes out and throws to one guy all day, every day in real life. It's not what happens, right? They spread the ball around. And of course, I don't have a Josh to look at right now. But every game they come out of, maybe Khalil Shakir might have 10 catches for 65 yards, but probably doesn't score. Josh probably has 2 rush TDs and Cook has 2. That's typical. It spreads around it's just the way it is, man. So again, I wish it could be better. I wish it could be perfect, but if you ask me, since the changes we've made with the catch-up mechanic where a team that's down the fourth corner is always throwing, it adds more strategy to it, and it has fixed a ton of the Sims. We used to have 15-13 Sims. We don't got that anymore. 23-22. Dang, that sucks. Well, what happened? 287-2 with a pick. 203-1 with a pick. I mean, Dak sucks. It's perfect. 11 for 70. 19 for 68 and a touchdown. Lad 116 and a touch. CD 102 and a touch. Like, dude, this is great. This is so nice compared to what it used to be, too. So, again, I wish I could make EA better. I wish I could make the sliders mean more in this year's Madden. We just got to pray that Madden 26, it does a little bit more. So, hopefully that helped. Sort of a tangent I went on, but it's all good. Like, I'd like to, I like explaining stuff like this. Coco. So for Sims, should we rely on act or overall or what stat? Sorry. Well, so here's a great way to think about it, right? Here's a great way to think about it. Act, and there's guys with 99 act that are vastly different, right? 99 act doesn't always mean, like Brian Thomas, 99. It's kind of 99s in the background too, right? There's 99 act. But look, here's more guys 99 act. Here's 98, 91, 90. Like, this makes a difference. Wow, T. Higgins is pretty high. So, because he's an insert. There's guys who have really high activities, but that could mean really low behind-the-scenes numbers, the things you guys don't see, the things that drive everything a little bit better. It's not stuff that we're going to put out there. It's stuff for me to help, like, adjust and whatnot. Does it give me an advantage when I'm picking things and whatever? Sure, because I kind of, like... The way you should think about it more is what players have been established, who have been good for a bit, who've had an insert recently, whose activity might have jumped even more because they were at 125 overall for a month. Okay, that's really important to know. Guys who aren't rookies who have been here forever. You're not going to see these broken rookies anymore. It's just not going to be there, right? But you will see variations. Look, AJ Brown down to 78, 87, 91 activity. Yeah, but that needs to be there, right? We need things like that because guys like Saquon should be the highest of the high. Look, 124 overall, high as I can go. 99 activity. He's not close to as good as Bijan, 99, right? He's 10 points less. What does that actually mean for Sims? Probably not that much, but when Jalen Hurts is an insert or Jalen Hurts has a high activity and then, you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith's an insert. Well, guess what? They're going to be sucking up yards and everything because Hurts is good and those guys are good. All of a sudden, Saquon's going to have some bad games. See what I mean? These are things you need to understand, right? Look at Las Vegas. They have Geno. They have no real pass catchers except Brock. So what ends up happening? Brock gets every target he doubles all the time, right? Well, that's because there's no one else to suck up activity, right? And then all of a sudden you add in, bad pass catchers. So having a better running back doesn't affect the pass and run split during a sim. That's affected by where you are behind or ahead in the game, right? With regards to what Madden has done over the entire time that we've ever played the game. So when you see a team that's down, not 25-19, well, guess what? Even if it's not the fourth quarter, Jets are going to be throwing more often. They'll still run if it's not the fourth quarter, but it won't be as much. So saying, well, these players don't do well, that's because there's so much back and forth too that like a lot of times CMC just kind of gets drowned out. Maybe they're losing a lot. Well, Brock's gotten better. Okay, now they're winning. Well, now CMC's going to run more, right? 25 for 134. Not a lot has changed with his activity recently, except, well, now they're winning more. So in Sims, you'll see him have more yards probably. 25 rushes for 134. A little broken, but not scoring. Kittle's still 136 and 2. That's the way you need to be thinking about Sims and looking at it. It's not who my best players are. It's who are my best players. Have they had a high activity? Have they been an insert? Had that boost for the month? And are the players around them worse and not going to take up some of the touches and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? What's the MVP tag? MVP just means that if a player has, if you have an MVP card of a player, whoops, and you could sort by MVP, right? That just means that the slot has this symbol, MVP, can take anything. Like here's a foot can go into there, even though that's the head spot. So they get an MVP slot on the player card itself. That's all MVP means for now. We could do something with that later, but for now, that's what that means. So is MVP a must? No, but people want it because it allows you flexibility when you're, look, MVP on Mahomes. Okay, I had an extra hand piece, so I put the hand piece here instead of here or whatever, right? It allows you to just kind of the flexibility of moving stuff around. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. Yeah, so if you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, again, man, I'm down to explain and try to get you guys to think about it the way I do. Yes, like I said, I have a massive advantage when it comes to like blackouts and things because not only like the gap is closing now that you have the depth charts. Remember, I know which players are in what depths, and I know I changed this guy to slot and made him better in the game, whatever, because I'm constantly adjusting overalls in Madden, trying to make guys a little better, Stevie. I do it all the time. I have had Justin Jefferson pegged 99 in every receiving stat category that I could for the entirety of this season, and it didn't matter because something in Sam Darnold's build did not make him throw to him all the time. And what happens? We switch to JJ McCarthy. All of a sudden, he doubles. So, is more of that coming? Possibly, So, anyway, but that's the way you guys should think about it. That's the way you should look at it. Not just, who's the top activity? Who's 99? Who's 99? Who's 99? Who's high? But who also doesn't have other 99s on his team? Who has been good for a bit? Who has had an insert? All those things add to better play in Sims and whatnot. I get it, I understand, but it's just hard when you're trying to level up whiteouts. I mean, it's not hard. You just use if you want to level up in missions, the main thing you got to pay attention to, who are the QBs? If you see Joe Burrow, play Joe Burrow, right? If you're working on a QB whiteout, okay. Use Bijan, use Brock Bowers, use Jamar Chase. Rinse, repeat. Jamar Chase, don't forget, T. Higgins has an insert this month. What does that mean? We just saw it. T's pretty high. So if you go in, you might see a lot of times, look at that. T, 9 for 105 and 1. Jamar Chase, 6 for 74. This is what you guys need to understand. It's not just who the best guys are. It's not just who's the best in real life. It's not just who's done well recently. Look what the insert boost does for T. Higgins, okay? Maybe that's good. Maybe it's bad. Maybe that means, Chase Brown all of a sudden gets in the mix a little bit more. Remember when he had his Easter insert? He was insane. He killed everyone else. Burrow just had one. He's already one of the highest QBs overall-wise in the game. He always cooks. So you want to win missions? You want to level up whiteouts? Make sure your good QBs are done. Make sure the guys that are broken in the game, you have them. Have a purple Brock. Have a legendary Brock. Have a blue Brock. Have the cards that will win you missions on their own. Play the guys around them, and it doesn't matter at that point. Here's what I do. I go in. I go, okay, I'm working on Burrow. Do I have Dak? I'd rather get him super first. Travion, cool. Higgins. Okay, these are two guys that probably aren't going to score. All right, Neighbors is cool. Okay, AJ's in there. Okay, cool. There's no BTJ. I would probably slot him in instead, or any of those big players that always cook. Jamar Chase, maybe I'd want to do that. Neighbors should be good. Burrow should be enough to get me there. Brenton Strange, yeah, let me get Andrews in there because he's pretty high activity too. He does well. I want to get some, I want to get some XP or some wins on Brenton Strange, but because I don't have a good running back and a first wide receiver that great, let me go, okay, Burrow, Neighbors, Mark Andrews probably get me there. You know what I mean? And then also, don't forget, don't go too far over, right? I'm still over because I didn't really look at that. 3.5 mil, and it's 2.5 mil rating. So you're going to see some big cards. I should be okay, but Josh could cook me. Lamar could cook me. Drake May could cook me. Rashee Rice, Amped could cook me. You know what I mean? So that's the way you got to look at it. You can't just go, oh, man, my guy's never like, oh, I can't win this. Oh, I autofill and I hit go. No, 2.2 mil. That's way over 750K. All right, I'm working on Cable Johnson. Cool. I'm working on Herbert. Okay, but who's going to actually carry for me? Olave? No. Okay, good. BTJ's in here. 562? Yeah. Let me work on a Mecca and drop this to 158. That saves me 350K. But then let me put BTJ in. Screw Olave. You know what? Let me go Puka instead. 214, and this card will cook. Probably, right? Harold Fannin. I'll just get one from Kemp later. Don't want him. Let me go down here, grab this 157K Brock, save all that. I get bonus 20 and TD. Now I'm at 1.5. It's way better than 2.5. Can I carry? I don't care about this rate. Oh, it's level 40. That's fine. Go. Probably better. That's what you need to do. You can't just blindly fill. You just can't be like, oh, why is this not? Oh, it's not. Oh, you can't throw. You need points to come from somewhere, no matter what. Blues, I don't really care. I just go. You know what I mean? Kemp is the fan and king. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Or did I say BS? Did I mix? Oh, my God. Cryptic BS and Kemp now. All together. So anyway, that's what I look at. That's the way I judge things. That's the way I kind of like set up my missions and whatnot. And so, yeah, like we should have more little things like be able to toggle the star differently to make things pop automatically. But end of the day, you shouldn't be going in auto-filling and just hitting go all the time. Unless you just don't care. Like normals, greens, whatever. That's fine. I never do that for purple and above. Or I lose so much more than I win. I always pick and choose and make sure I'm doing the right thing. So would it be helpful to have more things to help the proper autofills? Sure, but there's a lot in there. And there's probably stuff we'll look at in the future. However, now, while we're focused on let's get RTG out, I don't want to put any more roadblocks in his way. Because at the end of the day, it's not broken. There are things we can do, and it's a lot better than it used to be. You know what I mean? So, there you go. All right. 350. I've gotten into nothing. I don't have time for all that. Exactly my point. So, sorry. And I don't want to make it any easier for half of you botters to game the system even more. I want to, at least having a worse win percentage is better, At least helps me sleep at night, at least a little bit. Steven would kill me, but I said, why don't we just, after you get to your 30 wins, there's no more per and everything. Oh, or I don't know. That's not a perfect fix. Nothing's a perfect fix. Anyway. All right. Let's get into, I'll do a quicker thing. I'm not going to fill stuff out. But I'll go through the weeks and the things that are coming up, just to kind of give you guys a heads up a little bit. I'm going to rip my packs to get out of here. The fam's all here. We're going to be eating early anyway, and I don't want to be sitting here live just filling out lineups for that stuff. But it is really cool. So let me show you what we got coming up for the next 2 weeks, okay? So we are now in the week 11. The usual stuff, anything with I'll just do this so you can see. Anything with a number of games in here, which is this final column. These are the ones that we have contests for coming up, okay? So this is this week coming up, starting from the bottom and heading up. Thursday night football, unlimited quickie, the usual. This is Miami-Denver, so it's a pretty nice setup for you guys. You should be pretty decent on players. There shouldn't be too much complaining about this one. We should have maybe a wipe or two. We shall see, depending on if everything goes to plan. We shall see. The next set we have is right here, the Friday set. We have a typical stack. This is going to be the last day that I'm here prior to vacation, the last live set of this week, okay? Friday, and then I'm out Saturday. So we have the blackout, the 2 mil cap, a little harder for the newer accounts, but still doable as long as you guys are working on your epics. Shouldn't be too bad. And then the unlimited, that's the Friday setup, 3:20 Eastern here as usual. And that game set is Buffalo, Arizona. So Ja, congrats. Atlanta, Chicago, and Minnesota, Tampa Bay. So we got Josh, we have Kyler. If you want to play any of the rooks from last year, Atlanta, Chicago is your game. We also have JJ McCarthy in for Minnesota with JJ. Nice little stack opportunity there. And we have the Tampa game as well. So Baker and the boys, he's got a lot of wide receivers. But also, I think they were a team that got like a pretty decent size upgrade with regards to the overalls that I did and the messing around that I did in Madden. So I'm expecting Tampa to do a little bit better in the upcoming weeks. We'll see how I'll continue to tweak. I know that I always get Bucky and Devon Achane mixed. I know that Bucky is, or like I made him really good in the game. We haven't seen it just yet, but they also got a line upgrade. So we'll see how that goes this week. All right, so that is Friday. Come back Saturday right here. Saturday, the typical quickie you are used to. You get your Kansas City crutch, if it is that. It's Cleveland heading into Kansas City. Cleveland is 9-3 in this part of the FTS season. KC's 2-8. How great is that? Love it. So that is Saturday. Sunday, we have a little bonus for you guys. So Stevie, here you go. We have a bonus unlimited on Sunday. All right, those are out. So you probably have seen that. 8 sims, okay? 8 game sim on Sunday. Choose wisely. We're going to have an unlimited game plus a 20K max. I like to do the max a little bit different on the weekends. But the difference is it's not going to be a survivor or anything. There's no bracket for this. It's just going to be straight games. Games are going to start on Sunday at 4 o'clock. They're going to be every 30 minutes from 4 all the way up to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, okay? So you'll have all day of football starting from 4 o'clock up till about 9:15 to watch Sims, hang out in Discord, and chat to everybody. And again, you guys get a bonus unlimited. You're welcome. Thanks, Jared. You guys are so welcome. And again, you have the 20K max, so that means each slot is going to be 20K, which is, I think it's like a blue, maybe? Around a blue with some greens on it. Something in that range, all right? And then to finish off this week, again, Monday, it is Sims, so that's why I gave you the bonus unlimited on Sunday, because Monday, you're used to having a live set. It is a Sim set. Sorry, I'm on vacation. Sorry, not sorry. We have Blackout, 400K capped, and then your typical unlimited, and that will end week number 11, okay? Moving on to week 12, things are going to get a little bit different and a little more fun. Let me pull this up. So I think the announcement's already in, right? Yes. This one's fun. Okay. All right. Week 12. So, this week's week 11 starts tomorrow on the 10th. 11th games, 12th. I leave on the 12th. Games run. Week 12 starts on Tuesday with the switch over at, with the switch over at midnight. Sorry, let me re-go. Today's the 9th. I leave on the 12th. Week 11 ends Monday night on the 14th. Week 12 starts Monday night, Tuesday morning at midnight Eastern on the 15th. 17th, first game of the week. That's a Thursday night quickie over here. Friday is going to be the day where we have the tournament. It's not going to be Sunday. So what is going to be happening on Friday? Friday is going to be a sim tournament. Okay? Oh, wait. No, Friday, this is normal. Crap. Is it the following? Excuse me? Friday. Wait. Why am I confused? Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm so confused. I gotta work on this. Gotta be the next Friday when you're off. Hold, please. No, because I have the 11th is... Yeah, no, the graphic is wrong. The graphic is wrong. That's the problem. Okay. Did I just put the wrong graphic in? Because I swear to God I made this. Hold, please. All right, hold on. Let me figure this out. Because this is important. Announcements. Thank God I saw this. Friday Survivor. Yeah. This. Upload image. All right, let me go find this. Desktop. Created content. Pop-ups. Tournaments. Survivals. Friday losers on the 18th. Yeah. Okay. Yup. Okay. Let's just fix it live. That way I get it in and I don't even... Yep. Okay. Creator content, announcements, pop-ups, tournaments, survivor, losers. Okay. Okay, this is reading wrong. Wait. Did I just not save the correct one? Okay, it's here. Okay, there you go. It's here. Are these the games? Yeah. I put the wrong one in. Okay, cool. It's here. Perfect. Upload. Friday, wait. Okay. Thank God, because I thought I could have sworn I made it. Yep, I went into the wrong thing. Okay, good. Whew! I was gonna say, I swear I did this. Okay, this is what the pop-up's actually going to look like. Friday losers, okay? This is gonna be on week 12 while I'm gone. So, this week ends 14th. Next week on the 18th, that is going to be this tournament here. Friday losers. What you are gonna need to do is predict the losing teams in each round. So, Baltimore and the Giants play. If Baltimore, who typically would win, beats the Giants will actually move on instead. Okay, so pay attention. It will say this also, I believe, in the game info, but make sure you guys are looking at this bracket and also referencing this. Okay, I knew I made this. 225K is going to be the max rating. It is per slot. Okay, it's a little bit higher, but losers advance. That's going to be the difference. Okay, once a team wins, those players are eliminated. That is different from what we do. Predict the teams that will lose all the way through till the final, play, and then face off in the final. Use those players. You could score a ton and you could take home the top prize. Okay, this is going to start at 3 p.m. on Friday the 18th, and then I will be back on Saturday. So again, I just wanted to do it a little bit different this time. I thought this would be fun. Everyone's used to or just crutch filling Miami or Baltimore or KC, or I guess LA. But this time, hey, LA plays host KC, so it could happen. You're not going to be able to just crutch through. You're going to have to figure out what teams are worse than the others, but still have players that pop off a little bit. So should be interesting, should be fun. But yeah, that'll be coming out once next week. Wednesday pops up, okay, for next week. You'll see that graphic, and you'll be able to fill out for that, okay? All right, so this is week 12. So a little bit different. We start on Thursday as usual. Friday is just going to be the losers 225 max. Saturday is going to be the typical unlimited stuff. Sunday is going to be a full triple set, sim again, and then Monday I'm back live with live games, and we have the typical setup on Monday. We'll have capped, unlimited, and blackout, and there you go. That is the next 2 to 3-ish weeks. All right, Kind of crazy, right? So that takes you through this week. Start of next week. So I'm back on the 19th, 18th, 19th-ish, 19th, 20th, 21st. Week 12 ends on the 21st, 22nd. Week 13 starts, and then on the 23rd, we are already rolling for the next event, which is insane. All right. So there you go. I didn't get to fill much out, and I talked my face off, but that's usually what I do. So yeah, hopefully you guys are good. Questions, comments, concerns. We forgot to open the whiteout packs the other day. Oops. My bad. I didn't realize till we got offline. So anyway, but are we good? Everybody good? Good. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it's good for everybody. Oops, where'd that go? That. All right. I'm going to open these. Let's do a keyword real quick. I'm going to open these. I'm going to pull 5 people to get packs. The keyword is going to be bangers. No, you know what? We're going to go vacation. Why not? Vacation. Let's do it. All right. Keyword vacation in chat. Get them in. It'll get you on the giveaway list. I'll give away 5 packs of typical TD packs. And I don't know. Let's see what we get here. I don't feel like even rolling and dicking around for that. So jump on in. We're going to rip some of these right quick. And did you get the capture thing out? I feel like where'd it go? Leaderboard? Yeah. Wait, is that where we like it? Leaderboard. All right, ready? Let's see. Can we get... Every time, dude. Oh my God, it's amped. All right, we got a base. Uh-oh. Looking like a DST. Maybe not. The frick is that? Oh, a rookie. I'm like, what the frick is that? What kind is that? Wide receiver? Wide receiver. Harold Fan. Nope. Oh, we take that. That's a good start. Very nice. I'm still on vacation, my man. All right, card number 2. That's a good start. Take an insert. I haven't seen an insert in like quite a while. Not an insert. We'll take an insert player. Joe Flacco. Oh no, it could be. Oh. Tillman? Deont. Oh, Judy. Okay. That's fine. We'll take it. If he ends up, he's still young. We have a soupy of this, but that's all good. We will take that. And last but not least, let's get a couple packs out. Stevie. Fine. Let's go rare. 75 independents, 5 packs. Change it up. Bang. And bang. Little JJ Love. Next winner in, we got Dotties. Dots pack 1, daddy. Pack number 2. Why is this so messed up? Why is the giveaway all skewed? Oh, because John changed the card size. Oh, Christ. All right, 80 seconds should be enough. Ay, vey. There you go. See, everything affects everything, man. Can't have nice things. 1, 2, 3, 4. GG's. Cryptic. John, if you're watching, wait, I'll hit the button without anyone looking, or maybe I did. Can you change it to Tyler Warren and make him an insert? That'd be nice. Thank you. I think John's watching. AJ next up. I got you. Are you ready? Soupy. Oh! Perpy. Alright. Is John a real person? Some would say. Crazy. Last but not least, pack 1 and pack 2. Bunch of blues. Oops. I wish that was my card. All right, here we go. Final one of the day. It is not an insert, but it is amped. It is not a rookie. It is not a DST. What the frick is that? Mixon. Mixon. You win some, you lose some. How old is Joe Mixon? Quick. How old is Joe Mixon? I would guess like 28. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. He's still got years left, man. John is in the season 3 intro, if I'm correct. Huh? I don't think so. No. No, Slinch and Rye's brother were in the Oh, you're right! Steve, you're so right. He's in the bar scene. Another double pack for Steve. Dang, you're right. Oh my God, I gotta find that. Oh, frick. What if I can find that? Hold on. There's no way I have that, right? There's no way. Where would that even be? No. Dude, do I have that still? Oh my God, where would that be? It's immune? This garbage. Worthless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that could be. I don't know. All right. I'm out of here, man. How many computers have you been through since season 3? None. I had the big laptop and eventually made the switch, but dude, these computers have been, you are going to jinx the frick out of me. These computers have been great, man. Technically one new one, because remember, I did have to rebuild the one that blew up when we lost all the Madden stuff that one time. But I don't know, man. I take decent care, which reminds me, I should do a blowout sesh on them soon. Justin's going to yell at me, the usual, but I bought it. We got it like, that was like probably a year and a half ago, maybe, that I got that. Wasn't that long ago. That might have been the start of last season, actually, that I had to do that. That was more recent. But yeah, man. I don't know, I'm pretty good at this stuff now. I'm pretty much a one-man show over here. You know what I mean? If I could just code, I could do it all. But ain't nobody got time to figure that out anymore. At one point I did, before I met John, and it's just, yeah. Too much. All right. What we got? Oh, that's a hot pack. That's a hot pack. Sheesh. That's a good pack. Sheesh. J.K. Dobbins. I got to get him in, Steve. Dobbins won't leave me alone. Super for the boys? Dang. Would have been cool. All right, I'm out of here. I love you guys. I will see you guys on Friday. Enjoy.